Hi, it's Steve and Caleb from Brownells, back with another episode of Smyth Busters. And today, Caleb, you got something special, I understand.
Every time is something special, Steve. You should know that by now.
We've been through all that.
Yeah, whatever. So today, we're going to talk about the myth. You need backup sights for your AR-15.
Oh, so that's a myth.
Or you don't need. It's been argued both ways.
Okay. Well, I see you've got an aim point up here.
I do, and there's no backup sights on that gun.
Right, and the infallible aim point.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
That's what they say. And then there's a Trijicon on that one, and it does have backup sights.
Right.
Does that mean aim point's better than Trijicon? Is that what I'm saying here?
Depends on who you ask.
No. The point of that is that these guns have two very different purposes. So one has backup sights, and the other one doesn't. And so another whole factor to this is, do they need to co-witness? And we'll just kind of address that one here as well.
Oh, that's an easy one.
Yeah, so if you're using a magnified optic, no, they do not certainly, they won't co-witness.
No.
It's not going to work out. But there are cases on guns with magnified optics where I think you would still want to have backup sights.
Right. I agree. I always put backup sights on my guns.
I do too. It's something I always do. I've heard the argument, I don't need backup sights because I shoot with friends or something like that.
That's a relief. It's not just a boomer thing.
Yeah, okay. Well, the boomer said it, so I guess it's okay to say. Are you technically a boomer, Steve?
Oh, I'm end up to my neck
All
as
right,
a boomer.
So we're saying boomer in this video. I'm not the one saying it, so we can't get any crap for it, all right? That's the deal.
I don't think the boomers care.
We're
pretty comfortable being who we are.
Okay, you said.
But we're getting far afield here from backup sites.
Yeah, I was about to ask, what were we talking about? But let's get back on track here. So backup sites. Like I said, it's kind of situational, in my professional opinion. It's definitely situational. So when would you need them? When would you not need them? So let's take this firearm, for example, here. This is the one we actually built during the AR build series. If you haven't watched that yet, you need to. But this gun is more set up for just a range gun, a plinking gun. Just a take out to the range and have fun gun.
Okay.
I'm not, it's not set up for any kind of defensive type situations. So just one optic or one beams of sighting on there is good enough for this gun.
Well, unless your optic goes down, then you have to go home.
Well, worst case scenario, you have to go home. You're not going to die.
Yeah.
So, it's okay there.
Even my range guns have backups on them.
Yeah, in which case, if you're not keeping extra batteries in your range bag, you should probably be doing that. Plus,
I found some days with a peep sight, like most backups are, I can hit better than with a no magnification optic sometimes. Depends on what the light is, how my eyes are doing that day, how tired I am.
I've witnessed it, yeah.
You've co-witnessed it?
Oh, whoa, man, we're next level now.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, so.
But sooner or later, your optic's going to fail for whatever reason, even just battery life.
Yeah, none of them last forever.
Right.
Even the ACOGs with the tritium in them, that's still not technically a forever deal.
Yeah,
so.
And it's no big deal if you just put some MBUS sights on there or something,
Yeah.
They don't cost an arm and a leg, and they're lightweight.
MBUS sights are cheap, lightweight.
Yeah.
Why not have them?
Sight them in, and if you ever need to use them, they're there. Otherwise, they're folded down, and you don't even know.
Yeah. So let's take a look at another gun where I think you should definitely, unquestionably have backup sights on.
Okay.
And that's going to be what this gun in front of us is set up for here. This is more of a defensive carbine type setup. So it's something that someone would use for maybe like home defense.
Sure.
A truck gun, something, any of those types of things. Those guns should definitely have backup sights on them. Because if you're in a life or death situation and your optic's not working, you can just, the front one, it's up against the Steiner D-ball here, so it's always flipped up. So all you got to do is flip that rear sight, and you're good to go. Your problem solved. You now have a way to aim. So,
True. Especially for a vehicle gun that can get banged up.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen to the optic optic there, and if it's a vehicle gun, it may be subject to extreme temperatures one way or the other. Also, especially living here in Iowa.
Yeah, but if you're a big guy and you got a lot of adrenaline going, you might just come out of the car and just wipe that optic right off there.
Yep, that's a very good point as well.
Have another way to sight.
Yeah, you get into a struggle, your gun hits the ground, lands optic first, whatever. So yeah, I mean you can't afford not to, and I'll just leave it at that. I mean it's as simple as that.
What about that co-witness thing? Is that a big deal to you?
So there's different types of co-witness. There's absolute co-witness,
right.
Where your iron sights are lined up with the dot. There's lower third co-witness, where the actual iron sights are looking through the lower third, so the red dot's actually above where your iron sights would be. I personally like lower third because it's a less cluttered sight picture.
I find the dot on my front sight post distracting, to be honest with you.
So do I. Yeah. I prefer to lower third it. That way I'm not trying to, instinctively my brain wants to line all three things up.
Yeah.
And even though they don't necessarily have to be, and with an absolute co-witness, it's too much going on. It takes a little bit longer. Yeah. I find a lower third where I'm only worrying about one thing at a time to be better. So.
However, sales of optics and sights that do witness, absolute witness, are very good. So apparently a lot of people like it.
It's complete personal preference between the two, honestly. So, but no, they don't have to. You don't have to have something that co-witnesses at all if you don't want to. There are optics out there that sit actually higher than what a lower third would be, and you can't see the iron sights without removing the optic at all, and that's okay. That's what, that's why the optics aren't permanently attached to the firearm. You can take them off.
And let's not forget competition.
Competition, yes.
If your optic goes down in competition, what are you going to do?
So most competitions don't allow you to add anything to your gun during the competition.
Right.
But if you have a dead optic in said competition, not all of them, but a lot of them will allow you to remove that optic. And as long as you have iron sights already on there, you're good to go. But if that same competition, let's say they don't allow you to add anything to your gun, and your optic goes down, you don't have iron sights, then you're done. Game over.
And you might want to look into a quick release mount if you're a competitor.
Yep.
If you have to get rid of that optic right away.
For competition, a quick release mount would be great. And if you don't opt for a quick release mount, you should always have tools with you anyway. So you should be good either way.
That's right. Anything else?
I think we pretty much covered it. I'm not gonna say busted. I'm gonna say plausible. I think you can't afford not to, so you should always have. And I think we made a pretty good argument of why you should always, if you can afford them, have them.
Yeah. If it is just a range toy and you want to just go with an optic for a smoother look, more streamlined, that's fine.
Yeah, it's situational.
But if it's a serious gun, yeah, I'd have backups on it.
There you have it.
That's it. If you feel differently, please let us know in the comments. We'd like to hear from you. Do you use backup sights? Don't you? Do you use offset sights? What do you got? Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time with another episode of Smyth Busters.